But I have to ask you about what happened in the House yesterday, just because of your background and the timing of this is so ironic. Can you give me a comment about that, or you prefer not to?
Well, former Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Republican lawmaker from Florida, Matt Gaetz, exacted revenge on Kevin McCarthy. This is personal. McCarthy and Speaker Pelosi, who are both from California, have never had a real relationship. And Hakeem Jeffries signaled after McCarthy, who's the only reasonable Republican they have, by the way, to cross the aisle and try to negotiate with them, they were able to reach a 45-day reprieve on Saturday. But after Speaker McCarthy went on the Sunday talk shows and said that the Democrats wanted to shut it down and other things, which should be no big deal because they both give red meat to their constituency, Pelosi issued a challenge to the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, under no conditions should any Democrat vote to save the Speaker's chair. And with that being said, the Speaker knew as early as Monday he did not have the votes because he knew there would be 6 or 7 Republicans that voted for him. Matt Gaetz, on the other hand, blames the Speaker for his sexual trafficking allegations and the allegations of his with women who were not his wife. And so it is very personal. And so as a result of it, these personal vendettas created something that this country has never seen before, the first Speaker of the House being toppled. Because are you going to tell me you're going to oust the Speaker because he's worked with Democrats to keep the government from shutting down? And it's much more than that. But it goes to show you it's emblematic of the rest of the country. Divided, petty, angry, envious. I mean, sometimes they behave like adolescents. Sometimes they behave like children. You see that becoming very emblematic in the House of Representatives. And Speaker McCarthy was able to select his right-hand man from North Carolina, Patrick McHenry, as the acting Speaker pro tempore of the House. And what was his first act? His first act was to send a letter to Nancy Pelosi while she was attending the funeral of her very good friend, Senator Dianne Feinstein, telling her you have 24 hours to evacuate your plush Capitol Hill, U.S. Capitol office. You've been evicted. Nancy Pelosi responded, how can you do this? When Denny Hastert was Speaker of the House and he was ousted, I allowed him to keep his position. We never allow ourselves to become petty. And what that was a declaration of war, because their narrative is not that 8 Republicans voted Speaker McCarthy out of the House. It was the 200 plus Democrats who voted along with them, which tells you there's probably going to be another government shutdown. The kind of cooperation they got from someone who was reasonable like Kevin McCarthy no longer exists, and the country is going to pay the price.
I had to get that. I knew that it would be top of mind today, so I wanted to make sure I asked you about that.
Yeah, it's war.
Yeah.
It's war. It is vicious. I mean, you got vipers in that Congress, and they have real power. Do something about it. They're going to try to expel Matt Gaetz or remove him from all committees, strip him of all power. And listen, we have a $33 trillion deficit, $2 trillion annual deficit. We're paying billions of dollars on it in interest rates. Nothing they're doing in the stopgap spending is going to stop this out-of-control spending. In fact, you continue to spend at the same levels. We have a border where there's an invasion. It's just out of control. We need to secure our borders. They're talking about more money for Ukraine. And but the Democrats must face the reality. You may have gotten rid of Kevin McCarthy, but what did you trade him for? That yet to be seen. That's the unknown.
Good point. Thank you very much, Arthur.